Hello, my friends. Okay, today we are coming to you live from the Joy Nest. I'm actually doing a solo episode. I'm really feeling called this month to share about the energy of self-celebration and what might be blocking this for us, why it's so important, and what that ripple really gets to look like. I also guide you through a short little meditation to support you in really coming back home to your heart to celebrate yourself and all of the wins, whether big or small. This to me is another way in which we get to raise the vibration of the world together. And I'm so excited to do this with you now. Enjoy. Hey there, it's Jillian, your guide to all things joy. And this is the Joy Journey Podcast. Oh my God. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, listeners, to the Joy Journey Podcast. I'm so excited to come to you with just me today. Today, we're going to talk about the power of self-celebration and why it's time to throw confetti for yourself. You can bring yourself flowers. You can bring yourself, I was going to say spaghetti. You could also bring yourself spaghetti, but you can also celebrate yourself. So this month is my birth month. And yes, I take a whole month because it's not about celebrating me. For me, it's about celebrating life. And there is just so much to celebrate. So usually I take a full month. I invite you to do the same. And we're celebrating big here at Joy headquarters. There's a lot of new things that have happened. You know, I usually take the month to just begin to review like where we've been, where I've been, what has been unfolding, and what is on the table for celebration. So I'm really excited to share this episode with you because it's something that I talk a lot about in my programs, in the facilitator program. It's something that's built into the Daily Joy Journal. And we also talk about it in the Joy Club. But it feels really important, particularly this month, to share the power of self-celebration and why I believe in it so deeply. What I've noticed about self-celebration in the thousands of clients that I've worked with and students that I've trained is that we tend to, most of us in the humanness, feel like we'll celebrate later. Check in with the last big thing you accomplished and how you felt about celebrating it. Did you celebrate it? When you were thinking about celebrating, was it, oh, I'll do that later? Checking in with that as well. Also, many of us don't want to come off as boastful. We've been told not to boast. You don't want to, be too loud or too much or put people off. And, again, no fault to our parents who are probably trying to support us in having friends because we don't teach this in our society. We don't teach being like, yay, I did it. We teach being like, thank you, typically, where this is something that like I absolutely want to shift in the world. We also tend to discount our wins unless they're really big ones. Again, feeling into all of the little things that it took to get you to exactly where you are right here, right now. And where could you have celebrated actually? And what would it have looked like to just celebrate those little wins? They don't have to actually be massive. So when I feel into where this stems from, like when you actually feel into why you don't celebrate yourself, feel into if this feels true for you. Is it perfectionism? Is it the idea that you weren't good enough, that it wasn't good enough, that whatever you accomplished, maybe it's a marathon, maybe you came in 1 second to a silver or like whatever that is. I'll never forget a couple of years ago. I have to have him on. My brother and I, well, actually the whole family, my brother, his girlfriend, and David, we all ran, I called it a marathon. Okay. It was the Melissa's marathon in Banff. And I felt like it was a marathon until my bestie was like, it's 5 kilometers. And I was like, it's a marathon to me. Okay. And it felt like a marathon to me. Like I'd never run before. It was a literal like couch to 5K. And when I did the run, otherwise known as a marathon, I celebrated the shit out of myself because I was like, oh my God, like it felt like a huge feat. It was one of the most powerful days of my life. And it actually serendipitously landed on my sobriety day. It was on September 23rd. It was really massive. And to do it with my family, and it makes me emotional still, to do it with my brother who, several years earlier, we were like drinking together and waking up hungover. And, when we would come together as a family, we were always like celebrating with alcohol and overdoing it in excess. And then feeling like absolute shit and shame spiraling. And this celebration was like, for me, really around celebrating the the difference in our lives, the life decisions that we had made and how we had come so far. Celebration, I think, actually comes to us so naturally as children. And it's something that is really socialized out of us for fear of appearing too much. And check in with yourself. Is this why you don't celebrate yourself? Why don't you celebrate yourself when I ask you that? And feel free to leave in the comments, like, what is that for you? Because I do want to hear more about it. I'm really, really interested in this because I want to shift it. That's what I want to do. I don't know what that accent was, but you're welcome. So also we tend to compare ourselves. So maybe you're looking at so I'm looking at my brother who did, I think, what is a half marathon? 22K? Who did 22, or, David who ran faster than me or whatever. Like I could have very easily, or the hundreds of people who came in before me. In my mind, I'm like, I fucking finished and that's all that matters. And also beyond that, I ran the whole way, which was quite a big feat for me. But if I were to be in my ego, I might be comparing myself to everyone else and truly thieving my own joy because I'm not actually honoring what I've accomplished for myself. So that fear of also being too much might be something that stops you. Like, I don't want to yell it out. Like, no, what are people going to think? Oh my goodness, they're going to like, I can't tell everyone that I did this thing. No, you can. And like, I would argue that you really want to surround yourself with people who are going to celebrate you. And if that is lacking for you in your life or your job or wherever you are, I really invite you to join the Joy Club because celebration is something we do every Friday. It's High Five Friday in the Joy Club. It's a free online community in Facebook and you can join and we'll celebrate the shit. I celebrate every single person in there when it's like, what are you celebrating today? What are you winning at? What is feeling amazing for you? What did you release this week? We set out our intentions at the beginning of the week with our Manifestation Monday. And then at the end, we celebrate the ways in which we have walked toward our desires and taken inspired action and practiced our focus and honored our feelings and really like worked the joy method. So if you don't have that, I would say, have no fear. The Joy Club is here. And what would it look like to join a community of joy warriors who are celebrating the shit out of each other and ideally themselves? So I truly invite you there. So I think the question is, really checking in with where you're staying small, where you're playing small, where you're not honoring yourself more fully. And when I dig into like where that used to stem for me, when I got sober, when I released alcohol, that's when I really just started not giving a fuck. And it's just progressed since then because what I realized is that I've got this one precious life to live. It was Mary Oliver who wrote the most beautiful poem, One Precious Life. And I'm gonna give her as much as I possibly can. Because when I got sober and I released the need to keep everyone else comfortable, I really started making my own feelings a priority. Then it was just like, oh my gosh, life is so good. Also, I wasn't hungover anymore, which was like absolutely thieving my joy. The hangovers, the shame spirals, the physical illness, like just how I was feeling. I felt so good after. And that's when I started to just like simply celebrate being alive. To me, that's worth celebration. So waking up each day, feeling as good as I possibly can. And then from there forward, it's just something that I think is actually our natural state. And when I chose sobriety, I was able to come back home to my heart and back home to my natural state. And I'm like just embracing the naturalness of feeling good about feeling good, feeling good about feeling good about taking inspired actions, feeling good about owning my role as a co-creator in my life. And I want you to do the same. And I want you to have permission to do the same. And the coolest aspect about this work is that you get to, when you start to do this deeply, or even not deeply, just start to try it out, try celebrating yourself. To me, that is a form of leadership. And what you're actually doing is you're modeling this for others. You're going to model it for your kids, for your families, for your clients, your students, partners, everyone around you. And this is where we get to light it up together. As we give ourselves permission to celebrate ourselves, we give permission to others. And there are so many benefits. Let's step into the benefits. So, celebration is a high frequency practice, okay? In the joy method, celebration is aligned with step 6, which is around gratitude and dreaming. It's giving ourselves the room to dream what we truly desire, knowing that if you can dream it, that it's possible. There's also in this energy a level of celebration. It's gratitude. So celebration is actually like gratitude on steroids, okay? When you think about how you could focus on what is going well, where you're winning, and what is going right for you, that is really a form of gratitude, but it's also a form of celebration. Does this make sense? So, from my perspective, gratitude, really opens the heart. Dreaming expands the mind and the potential, and celebration integrates both. Synergy. So when we celebrate ourselves, we anchor in joy and we train our nervous systems to expect more of it. From a law of attraction perspective, what we focus on expands. When we focus on where we're winning, what we're celebrating, guess what expands? More awesomeness, more joy, more of all the good things that we're actually calling in. And this, again, is why self-celebration is built into both of the daily joy journals at the end of the week. We look back, and I would actually say, don't wait till the end of the week. Let's actually celebrate the whole week long. Like every single day, there's a reason to celebrate. Waking up in the morning to me is a reason to celebrate. So in the Joy Club and in programs, I often get asked like, what does it mean to celebrate yourself? Like, because maybe this was not modeled for you, but you're going to model it for others, if you know what I'm saying. So if this was not modeled for you and it feels kind of awkward, or you're not sure what this looks like, it could be as simple as writing it down. What are 1 to 3 things that you're proud of this week? What are 1 to 3 things that you are celebrating this week? You could give yourself a voice note. You could celebrate with a voice note. You could take a moment and create sacred space and light a candle and just feel into your heart around and appreciate what you've created or co-created or completed or accomplished. You could share your wins in community. So we've not only got the Joy Club, but we are starting up the Joy Nest this September. So invitation is to join there. You could join early and receive a founding members 50% off rate. But this is going to be deeply tied into the Joy Nest. You could join Journal It. You could have a dance party. You could have, for me, like I just love peaceful bath water situations. That made no sense, but like I love water. I'm a Cancerian. I love baths. I call them buzzle baths, and I don't know why I call them buzzle baths, but I love my Himalayan salt baths, and I know people make fun of it, but this to me is like actually joy. And the idea of just like honoring the end of a day with a buzzle bath. With my salt, I like, I've got eucalyptus bath salts, and lighting a candle and just like taking a moment to reflect and enjoy and appreciate is like such a big deal for me. Another way to celebrate that does not involve any money. I don't know what word I was about to say there, but any money, I get excited and then I can't speak English anymore, is to call up a friend or a family member, someone who loves you and who celebrates you, and share with them where you're winning. I dare you. I dare you to. Again, feel free to come on into the Joy Club and share with me. I will always, always, always be cheering people on. It's one of my favorite things to do. Another thing you could do is maybe take yourself out for your favorite meal, or order in, or like skip the frickin' dish, John Hamm style. Or actually, there's so many different things. To me, it could be a self-caring thing. It could be just like a fun thing. Maybe it's like, I don't know. I was like, go jump in a lake, go to a pool, go to a movie, watch a show that you love. There's just so many. I feel like I've given lots of examples, but feel free to shout out some more if you're listening to this episode and it comes through. Dance parties. I do like dance parties. Blast your favorite song, just friggin' dance around the house. Let her rip is what I say. So we're going to make self-celebration a priority. This is the fastest way to raise your vibration. As we raise our vibration, the things that we desire begin to meet us. So what you'll notice is the more that you celebrate, the more you'll have things to celebrate. Actually, it's amazing. It feels like magic, but it's actually really practical. So I'd love to take a moment to celebrate some wins. Okay, there's some collective wins, there's some business wins, I've got some personal wins going on. I'm going to be sharing more in the month of July around manifestation, because like to me as a manifester, which I believe we all are, I've got a lot of practical ways to manifest our dreams. And the first thing I'll be sharing in July will be around manifesting our dream home. We literally manifested our dream acreage 30 minutes outside of the city in a friggin' forest in an area that is absolutely so magical. It's friggin' 8 minutes away from my bestie, and like in a town where I connected with all these people this weekend who are part of a community that I belong to, who all live in the town that's like 5 minutes away. And there's a yoga studio and all the things I need, and like beautiful soul family. It's just like so, so, so beautiful. And so I'm celebrating that David and I friggin' manifested our dream home. We're moving in there in July, and I can't wait to share more about that. So that's on the personal side of things. Celebrating, I've got some exciting like speaking opportunities coming up. I was able to fly. I've been calling in like a paid adventure. And so Mandy flew me in to come and speak with her facilitators last week, which was amazing, or a couple weeks ago. Felt so good. So I'm celebrating that. These opportunities that are so magical coming in. I'm doing an amazing retreat next week, which I'll be sharing more about as well. So it just feels like lots of aligned energy that I love to celebrate. And I actually have it all written down on my Daily Joy journal, celebrating the launch of the Academy. So we launched the Academy of Joyful Living, and it feels so good to have this in the world, a place that's like this hub of education where you get to learn and lead with joy in your work, life, family, relationships, all of it. Really excited about that. And then also having this space that feels really aligned for our directory for all of our certified joy facilitators feels so good. And then also the Join Us. So our community membership experience is opening up in September, as I mentioned. And I just feel like it's a place where I'm going to get to show up and serve. It feels like the Joy Club 2.0. It's a reasonable, accessible rate. And I'm just excited to like practice and align and dream in joy with the whole community. I can't wait for this. So I feel all the joy, and I feel like I can sense those around me, like lots of celebration of those around me. If you're listening and you're in a pit, we call it the peach in the pit. The peach is like the really juicy part, and the pit is like, wow, who wants that? So the pit is kind of the contrast. If you're feeling that experience, I just want to send some extra love out to you. I don't deny that this is a very human experience, and sometimes it can be really painful. And what I would say is, where can you focus still on the celebration aspect? Where can you focus on what is going right? The more that you can train your brain toward what is going right, the more you will expand more of what you actually want to experience. And again, sending love out to you wherever you are at. So there's something we need to talk about when it comes to celebration, and that is the ripple. And just like joy, like there's such a massive ripple as we honor how we're feeling and really focus on lighting up the world from the inside out instead of wanting everything to be a certain way for us to feel okay. That's just never going to happen. That is an absolute recipe for suffering. So really what we want to do is honor this practice of joy that requires us to take, not only like carve out space, but take space for ourselves every single day to come home to how we're feeling, come home to our hearts, acknowledge what we're feeling, notice the thoughts, shift the thoughts toward what we want instead, set powerful intentions all of the time in the morning, afternoon, evening for yourself, really paving that pathway with gold for yourself. Taking inspired action toward what you most want to experience, practicing gratitude, celebrating where you're winning, no matter big or small, and giving yourself the room to dream. Because if you can dream it, it gets to be possible. And then finally, trusting that if you're taking all these steps, if you're putting yourself out there, if you're asking for what you want, you're creating this positive momentum, you're using your mind as a magical wand, and you're honoring your heart, like absolutely it is going to be unfolding for you. So that is the invitation. When we celebrate ourselves, the ripple is that we model what's possible for others. And when we celebrate each other, we're multiplying joy. So it's like we literally get to light up the world together from the inside out. What do you say? Are you ready to celebrate yourself? Woo! I hope so. Okay, so we're going to do a little guided meditation. Now, if you are driving, please don't do the meditation. It's not going to be a long one. It's more of like a little visualization, an invocation, an opportunity for you to get into the heart and celebrate yourself. It's only a few minutes long. It's nothing major. But again, if you have the opportunity to pause and close your eyes or bring your eyes downward, you're going to start to bring that energy inward and downward so that you can connect more deeply within. So just begin by closing the eyes. Take a nice, big, beautiful breath in and feel your breath slowing down. Feel your breath deepening, bringing you into the present moment. If it's available to you, inhaling deeply through your nose, exhaling slowly through your mouth, letting your shoulders soften, allowing your heart to expand, unclenching your jaw. Take another deep breath And as you exhale, allow yourself to fully arrive here, right in this moment of celebration. While feeling completely grounded and held, bring all of your energy, your focus to your heart space. And in your heart, I'll ask your heart or invite your heart to paint you some pictures. Painting some pictures of the accomplishments, the moments, the wins that you've been experiencing lately. And on your next inhale, allow the awareness of something that you're proud of. Maybe it's something big like launching a dream, or maybe it's something quieter like getting out of bed when it was hard. There is no right or wrong, just something that matters to you. And if you want to, the invitation is to place your hand on your heart and just repeating silently to yourself, I am proud of myself. I am worthy of celebration. I honor who I am and who I'm becoming. Breathe that in. Now, if you can, imagine your heart growing brighter and brighter with each breath. See that light expand with every moment of joy, growth, and love that you've experienced. Inviting in compassion for the places where maybe you could have or would have or should have, trusting that all of it is divine and you are more than worth celebrating. Feel that light beginning to grow, warm, radiant, vibrant light. And now, if you can, imagine a circle of others around you who are also celebrating not only themselves, but you as well. Joyfully, unapologetically, wholeheartedly, celebration. This is the ripple of joy. This is the frequency of celebration. And you get to be a part of it. You deserve to be celebrated. Feel your heart opening, allowing in that energy of celebration for whatever big or small wins you've been experiencing. Take one last deep breath and whisper to yourself, thank you, thank you, thank you. Today I celebrate me. Feel that energy, that light expanding in the body, and feel the whole body filling up with light. Taking another nice big inhale and feel that light now expanding beyond the body, forming a bubble of light around you. Feel this celebration energy like little confetti blasts inside of this bubble of light. And as you feel that light overflowing, send that vibration of celebration, light, and joy out to every corner of the world. Feel that beautiful ripple of your celebration out in the world. And when you're ready, bringing all of that loving and light-filled energy back, honoring this beautiful shield of light around you, filled with only love, only permeable to love, filled up with absolute joy. And when you're ready, you can start to wiggle your fingers and toes, feeling rejuvenated, restored, and aligned with joy. When you're ready, you can open up your eyes, coming back. Just feel yourself fully landing in this energy of self-celebration, knowing that you are worthy of being celebrated. Not someday, but right now. You are more than worthy of being celebrated. And may you continue to reflect on the ways in which you are winning, the alignment with joy, your inspired actions, the honoring of your mind and your feelings, all of it, truly celebrating yourself. The invitation is for you to continue on with this practice of self celebration. If you want to, you may want to join the Joy Club if you haven't already. You can find the links in the show notes. You may want to start a daily joy journal. Again, I'll link that in the notes for you. If you want to be a part of a community that celebrates the shit out of ourselves and each other, I invite you into the Joy Club where we prompt each other every week, or the Joy Nest if you want to be live with me and really walk out your next level life with accountability and guidance. I would love to have you in there. We are also having a summer joy party to honor this celebration, this season of celebration. So it's called Joy Rising. It's on June 22nd. It will be from 12 to 2 o'clock in Edmonton, and we will be celebrating each other in person. So I'd love to see you there. If that feels aligned, there are still a handful of tickets available. And if you have time and you want to explore the Academy of Joyful Living, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Thank you. I just really want to take a moment to thank you and celebrate you for being a part of this mission to light up the world from the inside out together. I'm so grateful for you, your presence, and your light. Today, may we honor how far we've come and celebrate not only who we are, but also who we're becoming with so much joy.